Hello, welcome to my page, Brooke Parsons Cox, and I am Brooke. If you see this little red button right here at the very top corner, then you are currently live. If you do not, then you are catching the replay. If you are catching the replay, I still want to hear from you, so make sure that you tell me hello and that you're watching. That way I can tell you thank you for stopping by. Hey Jasmine, hey Mom, yay, I'm getting people this time. So let me know that the comments or let me know that the sound is working, that you can see me good, that everything is going great by just dropping me some hearts or giving me a comment or whatever. Just show me that everything is working. Comments and reactions and sound. That way I know that this time it's going to work. Still very new to this page, so everything is trial and error. So we see the reactions are working, the comments are working. Is the sound okay? I'm excited for this page. I'm excited for tonight. So, first of all, we're going to go ahead and jump right in it. We're not going to wait any longer. We're not going to wait any longer. So, first of all, gulp, gulp, right. Gulp, gulp. I got dry mouth. So, first of all, I do want to say thank you for all of you that have liked my new page. Hello, Martha. How are you? I want to say thank you for all of you that have liked my new page. It means so much to me to have such an overwhelming response. We got 100 likes over 100 likes in less than 24 hours, y'all. That is amazing. Hey, Sarah. So a lot of this it's all new to me. This is all very new to me. So I'm so excited to have all of y'all on board with me, and I'm hoping that I can be of some service to at least one person a day. If I can change one person's mindset, then we're doing good things. Y'all see my little... I get distracted easy. That's one thing that you will learn about me. I am still a person. I'm not a robot. This is not scripted. I don't have any notes anywhere. I do have notes over there, but I haven't touched them, so they're still sitting over there. So I do say a lot. That's another thing. And we're going to kind of get in a little... Well, I tagged you on Instagram. Well, I can't see you on Instagram. Hey, Kendall. I'm not on Instagram right now. So we're going to get into a little backstory and tell a little bit about why I started doing what I was doing, or why I'm doing what I am doing. I'm doing great. Today's a great day. Are you going to start booking speech type things? I want to get there, but it's not going to be right away. I say like things like and I do pause, and I'm not really just perfect on my speech yet, so that will come hopefully. I'm going to let everybody know kind of my process of what's going on right now and why I started. So if you stick around, then you can kind of learn a little bit. Hi, Kendall. Okay, so as you know, if you followed me at all on any of my other social media, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, anything like that, if you followed my journey, then you know that I was in a very, very dark place, and I was negative all the time. I started a lot of drama. I looked and fed off of drama. Anybody that's on here just about can tell you how negative I was. Like, I looked for it in every possible way. And, like, even, it was all around the time of my wedding, and it was stress, and it was wanting to, everything to be perfect and things not going like I wanted to. So I took it out on the wrong people, and took it out on a lot of people and a lot of different people that probably shouldn't have, and maybe some people that did kind of deserve it, but not maybe to that extent. So I was really low, and it got to where, like, I didn't even like myself. Like, I had to tell myself, like, you're getting on my nerves. And me talking got on my own nerves. So I had to literally hit rock bottom, and I did. And I stayed down for a long time to where I took it out on my husband and on my kids. And, like, they didn't like me. I mean, they did. They did love me. But it was to the point where Steven would come home from work, and I'd snap at him. And he would literally be gone all day. He hadn't done nothing, but I used him as an outlet. My kid, it's the oldest one that gives me a lot of problem. She's at the force, she's 4 years old, so she's at this stage now where she's pushing my buttons, and she's trying to see how far she can take it without getting in major trouble. So right now we're still in the trial and error phase, and it was just like really hard for me to control my anger when dealing with somebody who's exactly like me. And it just, like, I took it out on her. And I did not abuse my kid. I didn't, I may have said, like, gotten a little too loud at her, or may have been a little bit too hard on, her choices. Or, she's 4, and I understand that. But a lot of things, it just crawled all over me. And I was very easy to react. So I started with, laying in bed all day, and then it got to where nothing was getting done. Like, I took it out on everybody and everything. Like, I'd stayed gone all the time, and it was my house was showing for it, and I absolutely hated it, and I had nothing to show for anything, and it was just, I don't know, I just didn't like what I was doing, and did not like with, you know, where my heart was going with everything, you know, if that makes any sense. So I tried to do this all on my own. I just kept saying, you know, I'm going to get out of this slump. I am going to make myself a better person. I'm going to do this. I have to. My kids need it. My husband needs it. My family needs it. Like, it's just, I had to do something. So I started trying to tell myself, you know, you can do this. You're not this person. You're usually laughing and outgoing and funny and easy to be around. And, you know, you've always been that type of person that everybody likes to be around. You know, not everybody likes me, but people like to be around me because I was very cheerful and very, you know. So then it got to where I couldn't do it. I could not do this on my own. And so I was like, I need help. And first part of every problem is admitting you have a problem. Okay, so it was like I was addicted to negativity, and I had to go to like a negativity anonymous, you know. So I started praying. I really started praying. I started praying really hard, and I was like, God, I can't do this. I can't be like this. My kids are suffering. My husband is suffering. My family is suffering. My life is suffering. You know, I had made so many bad comments about so many people, and, you know, I'd ruined a lot of relationships, and I had to fix so much coming out of that, and that was a big problem. And anybody that knows me knows that I hate to apologize. But you have to. Especially when you're in the wrong. And sometimes it's best to just let things go and apologize on your own anyway. I used to be the type of person that my mindset was apologies make you weak. And if you apologize, then, you know, people aren't going to look at you as, you know, strong and capable. They're going to look at you as weak and, you know, scared and, you know, things like that. And that was the kind of mindset I had. I had that mindset of a high schooler still. Now, granted, I am only 23 years old, so I'm not too far out of high school. So I still had the mindset of a high schooler where everything was, if you apologize, you're weak, it makes you look scared, and, you know, all this stuff. And it took me a while to realize that apologizing doesn't always make you sound weak. It doesn't always make you sound like you're scared. Apologizing actually shows that you're the bigger and the better person. And, oh my gosh, Liam's awake. He was like in the other one, and he cried the whole time because he wanted his mom. So I prayed and prayed, and I got through it, and it was one of those things where I had to do it with the help of God. I had to have Him. I had to have His everything. You know, I prayed, and He answered very quickly, and He seen that I was struggling, and He sat back. And I'm going to tell you right now, He's one of those that He's not going to help you unless you ask for it. He'll watch you do what you're going to do because you made that mess, but He's not going to help you unless you ask for it. You have to seek Him for answers. So I did, and then I started working towards my business, and soon, one thing after another, it led to, you know, I was doing personal developments, and I started taking notes and learning to grow, and then watching other motivational speakers and, you know, feeling great about what they were doing. And I was like, you know, this is amazing. I could do this. And then one day, all of a sudden, it was like it clicked. Like my light bulb turned on. It was a bright LED light bulb that clicked in my brain and told me, you know, you can do this. You can do this. You can get through everything that you're going through right now. You are capable because you're strong. Go turn it down just a little bit. You are capable because you are strong. And I did, and I got through it. Yeah, I had to have the help of God, and there's no shame of that because that's what He's there for. So utilize Him. That's like having a calculator in a math test and not using it, or being able to have notes on a test and not using them and struggling. They're there for you for a reason, so use them, utilize them. So excuse my kids in the background. There's not going to be a quiet room in this house, and there's never going to be a quiet video, so that's one thing that you'll also learn if you're new to my videos. So I got through it, and I overcame, And I didn't stop. I did not let the momentum, just stop. I kept the ball rolling, and I kept doing motivational videos. I kept watching other people grow. I kept listening to other people's failures and knowing that I had been there myself, and that's what got me through it. So with all of that going on, and, learning to grow and learning to love myself. And you've heard me say this if you know me, and if you don't and you haven't heard this yet, be prepared to listen to it 1,000 more times, because you cannot love anybody else until you learn how to love yourself, because that's where you get it. You have to have self-love before you can give it to anybody else. So we all have those insecurities, and we all have negative things that we don't like about ourselves, and I had to learn how to love every single one of those. So there were steps that I had to take, and I took some challenges where I had to write down my fears, and then I had to write down my my insecurities, and then I had to rip them up and throw them away. And that's where they went, and that's where they've stayed. Like, I still joke around with myself, and there may be just a little bit of seriousness to the fact that, I may not like, my weight. But I've lost a good bit, and I'm not where I was. And every step is a progress. And you have to learn to love yourself, especially if you're going on any kind of change. Like, if you're wanting to change your hair because you're not happy with it, then you have to learn to love the hair first before you can accept and understand and learn the value of your process. That's the same thing with, like, weight loss. If you don't love yourself first, then you're never going to be okay with the process and the hard work that you put in to get there. So I had to learn how to love myself and not beat myself up. And one of the hardest things was that. That was definitely one of the hardest things. So then I started spreading it to others. I was live all the time in my regular stuff and all of my other things that I do. Hey, Anna. And God was still right there. He didn't give up. He never left me. He never quit showing me that he was there for me. He was always right there in my corner. And I prayed continuously, and I still continued. And then something told me one day to go live and to spread what I was feeling and what I was thinking and what I was doing. So I did. And I went live and was talking about the things that I had been through and what I was going through. And that was a big step for me, because I was not very open about my depression and anxiety. I wasn't. And no, I was never diagnosed with depression. I'm just going to say that I felt very depressed. And I was not the happy person that I usually am. So something told me one day, I had done a live previously, and I just got finished, and something let me know, you need to go live again, and you need to talk about your journey. You need to let people know this. And I stood there for a second, and I was like, I can't do that. I cannot do that. That is setting me up for failure. That is setting me up for judgment. And before I know it, I was live. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened next. I just know the next thing I know, I was live. And so I was talking about all of these things, and people were commenting, talking about, I'm so sorry that you went through that, and I'm sorry that, you felt alone and all these things. And then people started messaging me and was like, I've been feeling the same way, or I have recently felt the exact same way. I'm glad to know that I'm not alone, and I'm glad that you're so open. I'm so proud of you. And in reality, I couldn't take no credit for that. That was not me. I would have never in a million years went live on my own if it weren't for a bigger voice telling me to go live. And I did, and I enjoyed it, and it gave me this warm feeling to have people tell me, you don't know how much that helped me. You don't know how much that just saved me from pushing myself over the edge. And it made me so happy. I was so confident in what I was doing that I just wanted to do more. So I kept doing the self-development. I kept doing the motivational videos and watching other motivational speakers speak about, their growth and, what they've overcome. And a lot of them, have had things like losses and things like that, whereas I was just very stubborn and wanted to be ugly and rude all the time. And these people had actual legitimate problems, and I'm over here being selfish and a butt just because I felt like I could, And so I continued to self-develop and continued to grow and pray, and I never stopped. Never, not once did I quit praying or, showing that I was growing. And it rubbed off on a lot of people, and I had over 10 messages one morning. It had to be like 20 something messages one morning from people saying, I just watched your live and I am feeling the same way, and I'm so glad that I'm not alone, and I'm so glad that you're here and you're willing to help and you're willing to talk to me about this. What do I need to do to get through this? And asking me for advice and asking me for help. And I was like, this is it. I can do this. I can take that extra step forward, and I can get help for people. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm never going to claim to be. I'm going to tell you that I have no kind of experience in this other than what I witnessed in my own life, or other than what I have done, research-wise, or watched other people say or do, or, anything like that. Because it's been an experience for me as well. So this page now this is going to be where everything is always positive. There's going to be not anything negative. You're never going to beat yourself up. You're never going to have to feel like you are alone. There are going to be stories, and I want to do this where I also do this other thing where you can send me a message and tell me that you would like to be sent a motivational message every morning for as long as you need it. And for the moment, because I only have a handful of people, they're all personalized until, I get a lot of people, and then they'll probably, pretty much be the same. I'm working on a lot of things, like getting this page started. So this is my welcoming video. This is the first video, so this is very exciting. Hey. And so I'm also working on my YouTube channel. If this video will ever download, it will be up and running. And then my videos that are live will go live, and then they'll be posted on YouTube. So that's always available for you. And then my next step, or my next goal per se, I don't know when it's going to be, is to get a blog started for motivational speaking and talk about, make a positive little outlook for people, because some people like to do it this way. It's going to be, I'm going to utilize several different ways to get people's attention. My Instagram is now a business account. I now have the business page. My YouTube is going to be completely converted to my motivational speaking videos. Google hopefully will recognize me soon and accept me. And then you can find me on there, surely, hopefully. So it's still fairly new, and we're still all learning, and we're still growing all together. But that's the best part about it, is because I get to grow with the most amazing people, because y'all are an awesome support system. Y'all have been overwhelming with all of y'all's kindness and all of your positive words. Eventually, I will learn how to not say So I will try my hardest to get that blog running soon. That is the goal. That is my next goal after the YouTube channel gets started. But I've been downloading this video for like an hour. So that is a little bit about, kind of what is going on in my world right now. This, I do so much that I forgot to do this video the other day. I was going to do it yesterday, but I had so much going on that there was no way. So we are positive. We do worship God. And, if this isn't a religion choice, then you don't have to, stick around. Because I know I'm not ever going to push my religion on anybody, ever. That's just not who I am, and that's not what I do. So if you do care to stick around, we would love to have you. I say we, but it's always me. There's not another person here with me. I would love to have you, and I love that you're here, and I love that you're going to stick around, and I love that you're willing to grow with me, because this is a process for me just as much as it is for you, because watching me grow will help you grow, and then we'll be doing each other a favor, because me getting to help you helps me help myself, if that makes sense. Daily to-do lists. Yes, my mom gives me daily to-do lists. Like every day it's something. It's, get YouTube channels started, download these videos, do this, do that. And it's a lot of work, but it's all worth it. I'm so excited. I'm trying to think of what else. I had a long list of stuff that I wanted to talk about. But that is what's going on in my little world right now. And I can't thank y'all enough. And I say and a lot too. And you know. So, hang on just a second. Just a second. Let me message this girl back because she was wanting to watch me earlier. So that is what's going on, and we're excited for everything that's happening, and your love and your support is very overwhelming. If you know of anybody that's ever struggling, or if you know that you can help somebody, sharing this page not only does me justice because you're getting me out there, but it's also can run the potential of saving somebody's life, because you never know what they're going through, and sometimes it's the strongest people that go through the most. You know, they may appear okay, but really they're dying on the inside. So I really do recommend, you know, at least inviting them to like the page. That way that they know that they're not alone and they do have a support system, whether that, you know, whether they know me or not. This is for everybody. This isn't for no gender specific. This isn't for, you know, any age group. This is for everybody. And I encourage this to be something that you're highly, I'm trying to think of the words to say without sounding like, you know, I want you to like my page because I need more viewers. No, that's not it at all. And the reason why I have invited so many people is because, hang on, let me message her back. I have to tell this girl that I'm live because she was wanting to know. Okay, so anyway, the reason why I invite people, and I have been working so hard to invite people, is not because I need your likes. It is a bonus, but we all struggle. We all get down, and we all have times where we question if what we're doing is normal. We all get to the point where we start judging ourselves, and we start judging others, and we get negative, and we get nasty and ugly, and that's just not what I want for people to experience. I don't want you to think for 1 second that you are ever alone in what you are going through, because you're constantly growing. And some people may believe things may be different for them, you know, especially with me being a Christian. You may not practice the same thing that I do, but it's okay, because I'm never going to force my religion. I'm never going to tell you that you have to do this. You know, no. I'm going to tell you that this is what I did, and these were the results that I got. This is who I went to, and this is how he helped me, you know? So not for 1 second and am I ever going to judge you for your different beliefs or non-beliefs or whatever. I'm always going to be welcoming you. I'm always going to look at you the same way. I will always help you. I will always, you know, be here for you. If there's ever a time, you know, you may not want to be public about what you're going through, my inbox is always open. And if you look on the page, it says send me a message, and I always typically respond very fast. Most people that have messaged me so far has gotten a message within the second that they messaged me. So I stay on top of it, and I'm always trying to be the most positive little thing. And it's hard. It's very, very difficult at times, because especially when you've had a bad day, you wake up and you just got to tell yourself, look, it's okay. You're here. You are alive. You're blessed because you have a family, you have a roof over your head, you have clothes on your back, you have food in your cabinets and in your fridge. Everything's going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay. So that's what I have to do. And I still can get a little ugly. I'm not perfect. I'm still growing. People still get under my skin because that's just how I am. I'm just a person, just like you, just like everybody else that's watching. I'm still a person, and I will never claim to be perfect, and I will never claim to be 100% fixed. I still will be the first one to talk about somebody's driving while driving in Jackson. I don't drive in Memphis at all. I can't stand it. I can't handle Memphis drivers. They really work my nerves, and I try to be Christian, and it don't happen in Memphis. So Brooke does not drive in Memphis. So if you are ever friends with me and you're like, hey, let's go to Memphis, you want to drive? Nope. It's hard to be a Christian and live in Memphis or drive in Memphis. I'm sorry. So that is a little backstory. So we're going to jump into some positivity right quick, and we're going to just talk for a little while. Y'all, let me tell you something. I have got so many friend requests from different people that it is unreal. Hey, Hannah. How are you? Thank you so much for stopping by. So now that we've got all that out of the way, the introduction, the what's going on, the process, and all that we're doing, I do want to say again, thank you so much for the support, for your love, for your comments, for your shares, for your inviting people. The more the better, the more the merrier, whatever you want to say. We're excited to have everybody because we're going to help people as much as we can. And I say we, but I mean me. That's my goal, is to try to help at least one person a day, because you never know what they're going through, and they may think they're alone. I did. I felt like I was alone, knowing that hundreds of people battle depression and anxiety a long time. I felt so alone. I felt so scared. I didn't know what was going on. I couldn't do it, and I did not do it on my own. I did have the help of an amazing God, and He helped me get through it, and still helps me manage every day. And I'm probably not a good role model in a lot of ways. I still can get very hateful. Like, I still do snap sometimes. So I'm not perfect, and that lets you know that I'm not perfect. But I'm growing, and y'all are growing with me, and y'all are my inspiration for growing, because I have to remind myself every day, when I'm talking about something, or if I see something on Facebook that's negative, I'd comment on it, and I'd be like, this is whatever, or, you're getting on my nerve. I would be so ugly, and I would do that. And now I have to look at myself, or, talk to myself while I'm scrolling through Facebook and be like, is that really necessary? You're only going to cause damage. You're not going to do any good. No good is going to come from that. From that comment, you have to ask yourself, with everything that comes out of your mouth, is it true? Is it going to make, you have to ask if it's true, if it's going to make a difference, and it has to be a difference in a positive way, not a negative way. And you have to ask yourself, is it going to change somebody's life? Because until then, what you're saying is irrelevant, and it's only going to make problems worse. Hey, Angela, we never know what somebody's going through, and that's the reason why I keep saying that, is because your comment could be the comment that sends them over the edge. And I don't want anybody else or anybody to ever have to feel like what they did cause somebody to do something drastic. And so it's horrible to know what kind of person I was. And I'm not very proud of it. I'm very ashamed of the person that I was. And I've apologized for all my wrongdoings. I've apologized. I've asked for forgiveness from God. And I've prayed about it. And He knows my situation. And we've, I think me and Him are kind of on an understanding right now. He sees me growing. He sees me trying. He sees that I'm making an effort. And that's all that I can do with His help. And I have to scroll through Facebook sometimes and be like, it's not going to do you any good. It's not. It's not going to help you sleep at night. It may people are so quick to have that negative comeback because it's so much easier. It rolls off the tongue so smooth. It just comes out like, boom. You don't know what's going on. You don't know why you're so reluctant to just snap and say negative things. It just happens. We do it, and we don't know why. It just comes out like that, and we're quick to be the people who say, oh, well, she's done gained some weight, or, oh my gosh, girl, look at her, she is so big, or, oh my gosh, look at her acne is so bad, or, oh, she needs to quit smiling, her teeth are so ugly. And I do not have the prettiest teeth. I do not have the whitest smile because I drink coffee. I was a smoker. I do drink a lot of caffeine. Hey, Sonia. Hey, Heather. So I'll be first to tell you, I'm not a picture perfect person. I'm not. And I'm not trying to say that I'm the prettiest girl out there. Am I confident with who I am? Yes. Do I think that everybody thinks that I'm the most beautiful thing that walks the earth? No. Do I care that other people don't think that I'm the most prettiest girl that walks this earth? No. Because let me tell you something. You waiting for everybody else's validation is holding you back. You waiting for everybody's approval is only going to hinder you from your greatest. That's just how it is. You're never going to love yourself if you're looking for everybody else to love you first. I don't know how else to put it to you. That's just the real right there. Hey, Riley. You're never going to have your self-validation come from somebody else's opinion about you, because they are just what I just said. They are an opinion. They don't matter. Their opinion doesn't matter. And I know it's easier said than done to just accept somebody's opinion and move on about it. But you have to. If somebody was to come in on here right now and say, oh, girl, you need to do something. This is how you present yourself. I know, I look rough. And I even did a makeup live before this. If somebody were to comment, okay, I appreciate your opinion. Now we'll continue on. And haters are going to hate. That's just how it is. You're never going to please anybody. I mean, everybody. I said this last night. I've said this 100 times. You are not going to get everybody's approval. Never. But you do have one person's approval. You have God's. He loves you. And God makes no mistakes. And He does not make ugly. We may not approve of what this person looks like because we're not okay with our own selves. And I remember being this petite little thing in high school with the perfect little figure and had it all figured out, and I just thought I was the hot stuff. I was not with the popular kids. I kind of had my own little clique thing going on. I was a bully. I was a mean girl. Because like I said, I had, back then, like, I thought I was amazing. I thought I was, I thought I was really pretty. And it was horrible how I thought I was, but I really, I was pretty, but I wasn't like the prettiest thing, and I was ugly and I was hateful, and I would talk about girls because of their size, because of how they looked, because of how they dressed, because of how they, whatever, and that was just honestly how I was, and I couldn't help it, and I hated that I was that way. And I take that back. I could have helped it. I could have been a better person. And I could have done more. And I see girls now, and, I find the beauty within them. And then there's girls that I'm like, oh, why can't I look like her? Like, she's got it all together. Like, she's got the perfect hair. She's got the perfect smile. She's got the perfect little figure. And she's had kids. Especially people like Heather. Heather, oh my gosh. I think she's like the cutest little mom because she's got this perfect little figure and she's got perfect hair. She's got perfect skin. Like, she's just so stinking cute. And I just love her. She's just such a mess. But I used to be, back when I was in a time like that, my low place, I would like envy everybody that had, had kids and maybe bounced back a little bit. Or people that could look good without trying. Me, I love you too, thank you. Or, you're welcome. I didn't mean to say thank you. I read yours. Go give him a Cheeto. That's what he's wanting. So, like, I was in my low place, and I, like, literally would compare myself to all these girls that I would see walking around. Like, these high schoolers these days be looking like grown women, okay? And to me, that's ridiculous. To me, that's my opinion. Now, you may think a little differently, but that's my opinion. And I look at these high schoolers these days, and I'm like, Jesus, I don't even look like that, and I'm 23. I'm 23. But I have learned throughout my process of growing that, let me take my glasses off. Look, I don't have the perfect smile. I have a stain right there. That's ugly. That is horrible to me. That is my biggest insecurity, by the way. I have pimples. I get hairs because I'm a hairy person. Thank my dad for that one. My hair is not always the prettiest thing. You see, it's up in a whatever it's called now, just because it was down and it was getting on my nerves. I've not lost baby weight like I wanted to by any means, and like every time I go somewhere, I'm not even gonna lie to you, fixing to get real, every time I go somewhere and I wear blue jeans, I've always worn like hip huggers, always low rise. I can't have anything over my belly. I hated maternity pants. I hated them. But I always feel like I always have this little bitty pudge right here, and I feel like everybody's always looking at it. Like when they see me, that's the first thing that they see is my pudge, and I'm just like, it is, I hate it. And it's like, we'll do things and we'll dress up super cute, and I try to do this like for Thanksgiving and for Christmas and for family functions. I try to dress up super cute and try to look all pretty, and like, you know, I'm a mom, but I still have it together. I can still look good and be a mom, but then I put on pants, and I tend to wear tank tops with cardigans in the winter time and fall time, and it's just like, you see my belly hanging out, and I no longer feel pretty. Like last Thanksgiving, I don't remember whose Thanksgiving it was. No, it wasn't last Thanksgiving. It was the Thanksgiving before that, because I wasn't pregnant then. I wore a tank top with a cardigan, and I felt like I looked like a busted can of biscuits. And I told Steven before we left, I said, I can't go looking like this. I can't. And he's like, well, I think you look fine, and yada, yada, yada. Hey, Allie. And I'm like, I literally would sit there and cry to him, talking about how I just didn't feel pretty. I wasn't pretty because I thought my little bitty pudge from having a kid was unattractive. And I felt like I would walk into the room, or I would walk through Walmart, and that's going to be the first thing that people see on me is my belly. That's just how I felt. And then, like, you know, there are certain people that are close to me that would make, like, small jabs, like, are you gaining weight? And it's just like, you know, they're joking, and I know that typically I would be okay with the joke. I'd be like, ha, 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 very funny. But it's not like that. Those jokes would stick with me. They would, like, follow me and haunt me, and it was horrible, and it was hard to get past those. And then, like, my wedding day, I was the happiest person. Oh my gosh, I was so excited, because I've been wanting a wedding since I was like 12 years old. I had all these dreams and all these plans and looking like a princess, and I wanted a big poofy ball gown, and I found one, and I was so excited. And then my smile started popping up in pictures, and I cried. They weren't happy tears. They were sad tears. I was very embarrassed, and I was like, these are the pictures that people have to look at for the rest of my life. Pictures, and my smile is absolutely horrible. And I cried, and I didn't want to post them. And then finally, when I started coming out a little bit more and getting a little better at how I felt about myself and how I viewed myself, I stopped, and I was like, you know what? I don't care. People are not going to approve of everything that I look like, and people, you know, they don't have to like me. If you don't like me, I'm sorry. If you do, I like you too. We people pleaser. We look at what we think others think about us, but that's because, I'm trying to think of how to say this. We know how we judge other women, and I've said this a lot, and I'll keep saying it. We know what we think about other women, so we think that about ourselves. And for women to be so hard on ourselves, we sure are the first ones to judge another woman very quickly. And, you know, there are things that we say and we don't even think about it. Like, you know, you'll be with your group of girls or whatever, and y'all all be looking cute, and, you know, you're feeling yourself, and you're like, oh my God, what is she wearing? Or she needs to stop, or, you know, those clothes are too tight for her figure, or, you know, she needs to cover up that face with some makeup, or even makeup couldn't fix, you know, things like that just roll right off the tongue. That is a bad habit, and it's hard to get rid of, and I've managed to do that, by the way. It is possible. There's a way to get rid of it, and it takes a lot of self-motivation. And how I got mine was watching videos like what I do, and motivational videos. And it wouldn't always be a live video. It would be like it would be on YouTube of these people speaking for large crowds. And that is what I'm doing here, is I'm wanting to become that person that one day I can stand on a stage in front of thousands and thousands of people and change thousands of lives. I'm not doing this for publicity. I'm not doing this for money. I'm not doing this for anything other than I want to help somebody. I've always had that help somebody personality or mentality because I wanted to be a nurse. I brushed that dream off a long time ago and gave up on it, and then this popped up, and then I done that one motivational video, and then everybody started watching it, and then I still to this day get messages like, I'm so proud of what you're doing. I absolutely love it. It's amazing. And y'all, you have no idea. My eyes tear up every time I get a message like that. Every time I get a comment on a video that tells me that I'm doing a good thing, that I just helped them, that makes me happy. That makes me feel like, okay, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm doing the right thing. And I honestly feel like once I got out of my slump, this is what God wanted me to do. Because sometimes, I'm not going to lie to you, when I go to preaching and I get in my mind and I get on that roll, I feel like it's no longer me. I don't feel like I'm the one that's speaking, And so, I do that thing where I do motivational videos or motivational messages to whoever requests for them once a day. And what you do is you just message me and be like, hey, I would like a motivational quote and or a motivational message from you each morning, and I send it to you long before you get up. That way you have it first thing in the morning. That's the first thing you see when you wake up. And I like that because I want you to know that you start each day with a positive mindset. If you wake up every morning and you tell yourself today is going to be a great day, then that day is going to be a great day. If you wake up and you tell yourself that today's going to be a bad day, I can already tell it, then you're going to have a bad day, because it is whatever you make it in the very moment you wake up. And if you're holding on to yesterday, then you're going to make it, whatever happened the day before is no longer important. Yes, it may have been something like you lost your job, or you lost your house, or you lost your car, and that's going to affect the next day or the next month. But instead of worrying about what just happened, find a positive outlook on that and then fix it. Because it doesn't matter that you got knocked down. It doesn't matter that you failed. It doesn't matter that you're stuck. It matters that the fact that you're milking it. It matters that the fact that you are staying in that position. You're not getting up and working towards bettering your situation. You're not working towards bettering whatever it is that that just happened. If you just lost your car, you're not working towards figuring out, what do I need to do to get me a car? Or what do I need to do to make sure that my family has a roof over their head? There are things like that. And if you choose to stay down, that's nobody's fault but your own. If you choose to get back up, then you're going in the right direction. Because once you hit rock bottom, you only have two options once you hit rock bottom. You can either stay there and milk it, or you can get up off your butt and do something about it. And staying there and milking it ain't going to get you as far as if you get up off your butt and you do something about it. The second that you choose to say, I'm tired of doing this, I'm tired of being negative, I'm tired of living my life like this, I want a change, I want a difference, and you take that initiative to do something and to go and be something, then you're going to get somewhere. But when you're laying there and you're just like, well, I'm already here, and it feels so comfortable to just be negative all day and to talk about people, and and I just like being able to say that Nellie over here, she looks like, I'm just using random names, and I don't even know if you can use Nellie as a girl name, but Nellie over here, she just looks so perfect, and we're just going to talk about her because I'm just so jealous, and everything's going right for you. Everything's going wrong for you, so you're going to make somebody else feel bad because you want somebody else to feel the same way you're feeling. So you take your negative and then you push it on somebody else, and then it's like a domino effect. And then it keeps going. And then you look at the world today, we're already surrounded by so much negative. Our kids are around it because of the environment that they're growing up in. We are around it because of things like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, social medias in general, news. We're surrounded by negative all the time. So it's so much easier for us to fall into that negativity than it is to shine, than it is to be the pick-me-up in somebody's life. Because I've been there. I know what it's like to be the positive person. Yeah, you have to take a little more effort and, do some research and do some personal development. And you do have to take some notes and learn to grow and learn to pray and learn to accept what it is and just let it go. That is a lot of work. But it's only work when you look at it as like, oh, well, I have to do it like this. I was so eager to wake up every day to start over, to have a fresh start, to look in the mirror every morning and say, yesterday doesn't matter. It's gone. I can't change it. I cannot go back and fix it. And then you spend forever, worrying about what's going to happen instead of living right now and what you can do to make right now better. So you're either focused on the past, something that you can't change. Unless you have a time machine in your basement, then there's no sense in worrying about yesterday or tomorrow. 1, yesterday you can't go back and fix it. 2, tomorrow's never promised. So do what you have to do today. Don't say, well, I'm just going to do this tomorrow. Because it's easier to put it off. We're all procrastinators. We all do it. I've done it. You do it. We all do it. We're all going to do it. It's just inevitable. But we can't change that. But we've got to stop, because you don't have a time machine. And if you do have a time machine, we need to share it. But we focus so much on a different time other than the moment that we're in right this second. It's so much easier to put it off and do it later. And I'm the world's worst because I got dishes piled up over there. I'm the world's worst. I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm a bad procrastinator. And, and when I was stuck in a rut, I procrastinated like crazy on that. I was like, well, I'm just going to do this tomorrow, because I started reading on, how to get out of ruts and, things to look up and things to read in different books. And there is a book that, if you haven't ever read this book, I cannot remember her name, but it's called Girl, Wash Your Face. I highly recommend that you do. If you're a reader, I'm a reader. I'm a little bookworm. I love to read. I'm a nerd. I've always been a nerd. I was good grades in school when I tried and applied myself. And then, I still like to sit down and read. And I have books everywhere. So I'm just that kind of person. But if you do like to read, I highly suggest that you watch Girl, Wash Your Face. Read Wash Your Face. And there's a lot of other ones. And if you're looking for some kind of personal development or some kind of pick-me-up, message me and I will get you a list of the videos that I watched or the people that I tend to watch. If you get what I'm saying. Like, there was a lot of so many things and so many people that I watched to get where I was. I'm sorry, I'm trying to upload this to YouTube so I can get my YouTube channel started. There were so many videos and so many people that I watched that it was unreal. And I did all of that to make me a better me, to help you become a better you. And I honestly, hang on, let me go get Liam. Do not go anywhere. I have to fix him. His show went off. It's okay. You want to watch TV? Hey. There you go, handsome. Okay, sorry guys. So sorry. So, the benefits not only are you becoming a more positive person, benefiting you, but they're benefiting your friends, your family, anybody who comes in contact with you, because you're a different person. And me, I still snap at my kids. I can still snap at Steven, but because I know that they love me and they're going to accept me. And Steven's going to be here for me, and he understands that I go through a hard time being a stay-at-home mom. And he knows that there are days that I just want to run away and change my name and never look back, because it gets hard sometimes. And it's okay to feel like that. It's okay to question your worth. It's okay to ask yourself, am I this? But you have to answer it with, yes, I'm worth it. Yes, I'm enough. Yes, I can do this. Yes, I can get through this. That is how you have to answer it. You can't. Look, Heather said, hey.
Hey.
She wants to sit in my lap. Don't touch anything, because everything will fall. So, you have to be positive, especially if you have little children like this. And if you don't know what steps that you need to take, and you don't know how to do it, and you seriously want to know how to become a better you, comment below or message me, and we can get you signed up for a daily motivational message. And you send me, basically this is what you do. You comment or you message me and say, I would like to have the daily motivational message, and I ask you, what are 3 things that you struggle with, or what are 3 things that you feel like you need to do different? And I base your message off of those 3 things, and every day it's something different. And right now, because I only have a handful of people, every message is different. There's no duplicated. But once I start getting a good bit of people, then I have to sit back. Then I will have to, just kind of send out a newsletter and email everybody the same message, because the goal is, like I said, to get to where we can do things like in public. I want to become a public speaker. I want to be somebody that can change lives. Yes.
Can I go get a water? Can I get water?
No, because those are caffeinated. I don't have any more of the ones that don't have caffeine in it.
Mommy, I found them yesterday morning.
Yesterday morning? No, you didn't.
Who was that?
I don't know.
I'm gonna find them.
No, they're not in here, baby. I'm out of them. But there's so much that you have to do to grow, and it's worth it. Stop touching my screen. There's already fingerprints all over it. So, we have to work on ourselves, and we have to get better, because we have family, and we have friends, and we have people who are surrounded by us, and it's really hard. It is. I'm not going to lie to you, and you're going to need the help of God. He's going to be there for you. You just have to ask Him. He's not going to willingly come to you and say, I need, do you need my help? No. You have to ask Him. You have to pray, and you have to show Him that you're willing, and you have to show Him that you're trying, and you have to show Him that you know what you're doing is not what you need to be doing, and you need to show Him that you know that you need to make a difference, and you know that you need to make a change, and if you don't get out of my fridge, I'm going to whoop your butt. It's a long process, but it's completely worth it. I promise. And if we can work together, we can do this. We all struggle. For those of you that are on here, if you can do this one thing for me, name one of your insecurities. I've told you mine. My weight, my smile, my hair. I have acne. I have hairy problems because I can grow a little peach fuzz. I can get a unibrow if I don't maintain it. I can get hair, really fine peach fuzz right here. You can't see it, but it's there, and I feel it, and it drives me crazy. But my weight is one of my biggest insecurities. And I know that is the hardest step, is taking that step and saying I'm insecure. And if you say that you don't have no insecurities, then good for you, but I highly doubt it, because everybody is at one point or in some way insecure. It could be about, how you do certain things, like how you cook, or you're insecure about, how you parent, or you're insecure about how you work, or how you are a wife, or, how you clean, or how you don't clean, or, there's lots of different ways to be insecure. And it's a struggle. It's not an easy battle at all. But life is not easy. It's not always going to be easy. It's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. But life can be tough all it wants to, because guess what? You're tougher than life. And I'm going to say, and if you didn't watch my video last night, which a lot of people didn't get to watch it because I went live so late, you have already overcome 100% of your bad days already. Look back, sit and think about 100% of those days that you thought it was never going to end. 100% of your past battles you have already overcome. 100%. That you have a 100% success rate thus far. You are going to continue. I guarantee you, if I ask you 10 years from now, you are still going to have a 100% success rate. I'm positive you are. I know you are. You're going to have a 100. Y'all, my heart just dropped for something. I'm sorry. You just have, you have a 100%, success rate, and you're going to continue to have a 100% success rate. That's just, hey, what are you doing? Hang on, guys. Hang on. Stop. Why are you moving this?
Because I'm trying to get her.
You're getting on my nerves. Stop. Go give your brother another Cheeto. If you don't yell at your kids, I'm sorry. If you don't think that it's normal for me to yell at my kids, that's just who I am. So, I mean, it's crazy what we go through, and we think that we're not built for these things. But God is never going to give you more than you can handle, for one. He's not. And my hair looks kind of retarded right now, y'all. He's going to be there every time you need him. You just have to seek him. I mean, that's just how it is. I didn't have a lot of topics written down for tonight, but that was some of them. Let me look real quick before I say that that's it. Seatbelts. I hope you have on your seatbelts. Does everybody have on their seatbelts and helmets? My hair is... I don't know what's going on. I just really don't care. I mean, like, I care, of course, but we're just going to take it back down. I had a little teeny tiny hair bow. Bear with me, bear with me, bear with me. We're just putting my hair back up because it's crazy. We're going to do a little side pony. I hate it to the back. Makes my forehead look so big. That's another insecurity of mine, is I have a 5 head. That is another really big insecurity of mine, is my forehead. Go on, Avery. I'm doing something. Hang on. I'm doing something, and you're going to make me lose track. I already have the attention span of a gnat.
Who did that?
Avery, go on. Y'all, you wouldn't believe the notes that I have for, like, personal development and stuff. I'm just going through some notes, so just bear with me. That way I make sure that I'm not missing anything really important so far. So just bear with me and give me just a second. Okay, so here's another one. This is another big thing for me. Is success. People have so many goals. I talked about this last night in my live too. But success. People want big things. People want nice things. People want new things. People want this, and people always want the next and the new and the better. And so they have all these ideas of what their success is going to look like, and they put a deadline on it, and they expect that if they did not meet that deadline, then they failed. Success does not have a deadline. There is no deadline on success, ever. And you're only going to get you're only going to get the work, or get the outcome of the work that you put in it. So if you're not willing to work towards your dreams or your goals or your success, then you're not going to get it. That's just like if I had the dream that I wanted to be a motivational speaker, but I'm sitting here and I'm just saying that I'm going to become a motivational speaker, and I'm watching other people's videos, I'm not doing what I need to be doing to become what I want to become. So I can't expect to be this person because they have this success rate and I don't. I have to become the person and do the things that this person's doing in order to get the same success. You're only going to get in what you put out. You're only going to get out what you put in, if that makes sense.
Mom, that is so cool to put both.
I can read really fast, so. I'll give him another, yeah. And another thing that a lot of people struggle with is love and gratitude. We're so quick to notice what people don't do, but we're not so quick to realize what people do for us. We're not very thankful. We're not good at expressing gratitude. We don't see that we've got this and we should be thankful. Like, we're always wanting bigger and better. Like I said, we're always wanting more, but we're okay with what we've got, and we do that in relationships. We do that with family. We do that with our job. We do that with everyday life. We do that with everything. We don't notice the little things. And it's like, if you're in a relationship or if you're married, then you're going to say something like, well, he doesn't buy me flowers, but he goes out of his way every, day to come home and make sure that you've got supper cooked, or, little things like that. We fail to notice the things that they do because we're too focused on the things that they don't do, or that we want them to do, that they're not doing, or they're not doing it as often as you should. So we tend to overlook the little things that we're supposed to be thinking about, to notice the things that's not happening in our life, if that makes sense. So I'm just going through my notes. Y'all, this is how many notes I have. This is why it's taking me a long time. Okay, go on. Okay, that has nothing to do with that. I know what that is. That has nothing to do with that either. Not with anything I'm talking about today. Not today either. Not today either. Not today. Hey, Ashley. I'm looking through my notes just to see what I have. If there's anything that I need to talk about. Love you too. Why your attitude is everything. Jim Ron, another guy. This is, oh my gosh, Jim Ron is everything. Like, here's one. This is one of the quotes that I wrote down that he said. Attitudes are like weeds that grow in the garden. Bad attitudes are diseases. That right there. It's Jim Ron. It's spelled J-I-M, just like normal Jim, and then Ron, R-O-H-N. And he's an amazing motivational speaker. Negative is normal. It's not successful, but it's part of life. And that's just exactly what I talked about. You know, we're more reluctant to see the negative and to speak on negative than we are to notice that, you know, you woke up today, or that we've wished and wished and wished for fall, but you're so caught up on whatever the negative is that you didn't go outside today and thank God for this beautiful weather that we're having. You didn't go outside and thank God to see another beautiful day. You didn't wake up this morning and see that negative day because you're in a negative, to see another day because you're in a negative mindset. You didn't take the time to sit back and pay attention to the little things that God is still giving you because you're too focused on the things that He is not. You are too focused on the things that He is not granting you in your time, that it may not be ready for you yet. It may not be what God wants you to do just yet. I have prayed and prayed and prayed about lots of things coming, like a new vehicle or changing this or changing my life or wanting to do this and wanting to do that, and it hasn't come yet because it's not time for it. God, that's not part of His plans, and we tend to look so deep into what we want that we don't realize that it's not what we need. It's not important. You must learn to handle the negative, not ignore it, but handle it. So it's like, you know, you have to face life knowing that you have this negative, knowing that you're going to face a negative encounter at some point in your life. You don't ignore it, but you learn how to respond to it without the negativity, because two negatives do not make a positive, I promise you. It's like two wrongs don't make a right, and it's not going to, you having a negative person in your life, or if you see a Facebook post and you know it's about you, or it may not be about you, and they're talking negative and you responding negative, is not going to get you a good outcome. It's not. It's only going to make things worse, and I can tell you that from experience. So you have to learn how to respond to it, and what that means is you have to learn that you have to respond with something like, not at all. You have to learn to let it go. Or if somebody attacks you personally and they're like, you know, I don't like what you're doing, or I don't like the person who you've become, or I don't think that this is right for you, you just have to learn to say, I accept that your opinion, I accept that is your opinion, but I appreciate it, and move on. Because they're not going to change who you are unless you let them. Your negative comments about what you're doing and who you're deciding to be is not going to change you unless you let it. It's not going to hold you back unless you let it. It's not going to hinder you unless you let it. Not be a follower. Don't be a follower. Be a student. This one is a really good one too. This is one of my favorites. Don't be a follower, but be a student. You don't have to always, learn to be the leader. You don't always have to lead, because you're not always going to be in a predicament where you can be a leader. So you don't follow to learn how to do exactly everything, but you become a student and take notes on what they're doing and how they're doing, so you can be the you that you want to be. That one was a good one. Great war between good and evil. That one, I'm telling you, why your attitude is everything is another good one on YouTube. If you rest too long, the jungle will overtake the village. Make sure you're not losing the war by taking off too much. Recognize the negative, handle it, and move on. Neglect destroys everything, and that's absolutely true. Neglect destroys everything. It's just like if you neglect to continue to work on yourself, then it's going to destroy your whole thought process. If I was to stop right now into the process that I'm doing, in the development that I'm working on, if I was to stop right now, then it's going to roll over into the next day, because I'm like, well, I've already taken yesterday off. I can go ahead and take tomorrow. Hey, Cheeto. I can go ahead and take tomorrow, because what's one day going to hurt me? It's not. And then it's going to keep on and keep on and keep on. So neglect destroys everything. And it's like the same thing with relationships. If you wake up and you're like, well, I don't have to tell him good morning today, or I don't have to send this message to him today, or I don't have to do this today because it's okay. It's just one day. It's not going to hurt. Hurry up, baby. And then it's going to continue to roll on, and it's just going to be that way. She takes her sweet time. A week of neglect could cost you a year of repair, and that is true. So that this little time period, I wasn't ugly, I wasn't rock bottom, but for a couple of months, but it ruined everything that I have ever worked hard towards. The person that I was, the person that was positive, that was God-fearing, that loved to talk about her God, the person that loved to be the person that everybody wanted to be around, because I fell down for a couple of months, it destroyed all of the hard work that I had put in to become the person that I wanted to be. And now I'm having to start all over. So that what you think is only for a short period of time ruins everything that you have worked hard to become. It's like if you're on a diet, and I've just recently quit a diet, but it was not a good diet. It was the keto diet. From what I've heard, it's not very good. I've talked to a lot of people about it, a lot of doctors. So I just recently stopped a diet. And when I quit, that's like, you're taking 2 steps back, and you've got to start all over once again. And that's fine. You have to learn how to either you stick with it, because once you stop, you've got to start all over. Indifference, mild approach to life. God said, live one way or the other. I don't remember what that was referring to. Oh, I know we've all heard this one. This one's the ultimate guide to success. Also by Jim Rohn. This is another video. Have something good to say, or don't say anything at all. We've always heard that. Your mama has always told you, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything. Don't say anything at all. We've always been told that. And then if you're going to say something, you make sure that you say it well. You make sure that you have something that has some meaning behind it. Don't just say it because it feels nice to say it. So if I'm going to call somebody beautiful, I'm going to make sure that my actions or my thought behind that is actually genuine, or I'm not going to do it. So if I call somebody beautiful, then I genuinely mean that. I genuinely have took it upon myself to dig down in my heart and find that I really do think that person's beautiful, because God does not make ugly, and God makes no mistakes, and it doesn't care what color, what shape, what size, whatever you are still a beautiful person because God made you. Hang on a second. Let me go fix him up real quick. Hey, Ashley, stick right there. Son, what is your deal, child? You want mama? You can get mama in just a little bit, okay?
You're almost done.
No, but you won't do what you have to do. So go on. Okay, so I'm back. So you've always heard, if you're going to say something, have some meaning behind it. Give him that Cheeto back. Have some meaning behind it. That's what Jim Rohn means when he says say it well. Okay, let's see. This is another one that we've probably all heard 100 times. I'm telling you, Jim Rohn, he just kills it in his motivational speakings. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason, and that's to listen more often than you speak. So if you're in a situation and you know that you're quick to jump the gun on a response, you're quick to have that negative response, but in reality, he's right. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth. That's the reason for you to listen more often than you speak. So you have to learn how to not react as quickly, and to hear the person out, and to hear the situation out, and to figure out and get your feel of what is going on and why it's happening, rather than learning to say right off the bat what you think, and then it ruins everything. I promise. It's never good to jump the gun and speak and say what you want to say right when it's going on. Pick up what you feel. Pick up and follow what you feel. I don't remember. There are shepherds, sheep, and wolves. Sheep have to look out for the wolves. Shepherds need to make sure that the wolves don't eat the sheep, but the problem is wolves will disguise themselves as sheep. That was also a really good one. Hey, Mama. So that was a good one. I'm telling you, Jim Rohn has some amazing stuff. If you ever want to look at him, he's awesome. Okay, hang on. What was this one? Oh, this is another one about success. So, I mean, that's what I have, thus far, because a lot of those are going to be saved for another day. But I'm here to tell you that we look for our validation in a lot of the wrong places when your validation should come from within yourself. You can ask yourself all day long if you're good enough, but if you have somebody that you're listening to in the background, somebody whose opinion doesn't really matter, you're never going to find out how to love yourself. And until you learn how to love yourself, you cannot love anybody else. You have to have self-love first. And that is definitely key when you're in a relationship, because if you don't know how to love yourself, you're not going to be able to give your partner that love. You're not going to be able to show genuinely that you really do care for them. So you have to learn to have your self-love, and that's what we're going to work on every day. I don't care what I have to do to make you see that you are worth it, you are strong, you are beautiful, and you are worthy. Whatever I have to do, that's what I'm here for, and that's what I want you to know. So there's a send message button on the front of this page. There's comment sections, there's whatever, and it will tell you that I typically respond instantly, and I do. So here's the thing. Here's what I have some new people that jump on here. If you're new to this group, which a lot of you are because I just started, this is my welcome video. This is the first video of the page, and I'm so glad to have you. I'm thankful that you are a part of my page. There is so much more to come. I'm going to tell you my goal is to become a speaker, a public speaker. I want to stand up in front of thousands and thousands and thousands of people and one day put my word across and let them know that you are not alone. You are worthy and you are strong and you can get through this, and you have to have the help of God. And some people may believe differently than me, and that's okay, because not everybody is always going to agree with you. Not everybody is always going to have the same opinion as you, and that is okay. It is okay to be different, and it's matter of fact, it is, what was I going to say? It just left me just like that. It does that all the time. And that's why I'm still working towards becoming a speaker. But that is my goal, is to become a public speaker. So anytime that you share a video or you use the hashtag blissfully motivated, I want my positivity to roll off onto you. And I challenge you right now, this is me challenging you, and I will be paying attention, is to find 5 people and say 5 positive things. So you find one person, you tell them a positive thing, and I want it to be genuine. I don't want it to do it just because you felt like doing it, and I don't want it to be somebody that it's your closest friend. I want you to find a stranger on Facebook, and I want you to say that you have a beautiful smile, or you have a selfie or you have a pretty selfie, because we don't do that. We fail as women to make sure that we compliment other people when we need compliments the most. So that is my challenge for you, and I want you to know that you are always welcome to message me anytime that you have an issue, and I'm always going to be there. And it doesn't matter how many people I get on my page. It doesn't matter how many followers I get. I cannot do this without y'all, so I will always make sure that my people are taken care of. So that is my goal, and that is my purpose, and that is what I've went through. You've watched the whole thing. You've learned a lot about me, and I hope that you can take that with you when you go places and know that you are not alone. My messenger inbox is always open, and it is always for you to respond. And then I do encourage that you share my videos, because you never know. There may be some person on your Facebook that may be going through the same thing, or may have went through the same thing, or may need a pick-me-up, and I can be able to be there for them in ways that some of their closest friends and family cannot. So I encourage you that you share this, and I encourage that you add as many people to the groups, because like I said, you don't know what a person is going through, because not everybody is open and willing to speak about their... I don't ever get nothing done. Hang on. Liam. He wants his mama so bad, and I've been live twice now. So I want you to know that the videos, anything that I do, I'm going to try to go live as often as I can. I'm still working on me. I'm not ever going to claim to be perfect. I'm not ever going to claim to be somebody that I'm not. And I want you to learn that you are never going to be perfect. You are never going to be what everybody is wanting you to be. You are never going to be liked by everybody. But as long as you love yourself and you know that God loves you and you do have people that love you, that's all that matters. So, with that being said, I appreciate all of my people that have supported me from the very beginning, from the time that I started out with just my business before now, to when I stooped very low and I was very negative and hateful. I still appreciate you for sticking out, and for the people that are still here with me, I appreciate it more than you will ever know. And I will continue to make sure that I can help other people. That is my goal. That is my dream. I want to help and let other people know that I'm here for them, that if there's anything that I can ever do to help change somebody's mindset about themselves, about life, about a challenge that they're going through, that is what I want to do. And that is the purpose of this whole thing. It's not to become a big famous person. It's not to get money from it. I mean, if it happens one day that I get paid from it, that is a plus. I'm not going to lie to you. To have the followers is a plus. But my main goal is to know that I can help people and I can get them through whatever they're going through. That's why I'm constantly asking for you to share my videos, to tag people, to add people to like my page. There's a simple button that says invite friends. You click it and you go through. You know, somebody you know is suffering and they're not telling you, and you don't know, because a lot of the time you're going to keep it private, because that's just what we do. That's just who we are. That's what we do. We're ashamed of our struggles. We're ashamed to be the person that is not the strongest. We're ashamed to let people know that we are in a time that we are weak. That's just what we do. That's who we are. I don't know why we are, but we are. So does anybody have any questions, any topics that they would like to discuss? I do the personal message every morning. If you do want to be added, please let me know. That way I can add you to my list. I have about a handful right now. I get positive feedbacks on all of them, and it melts my heart to wake up every morning and to say and to read things like, you know what to say, you know the right words to say to everything, and it makes me know that I'm doing what I need to be doing. So I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to let you think of any questions, of any comments, of any kind of anything that you need to ask or say or anything like that while I check on my YouTube video. You want to be added to the list? Is that what you're saying me for, Ashley? Okay, I will add you. Look, I'm fixing to go over here and add you to my list right now. Anybody have any questions? Anything that you want to talk about? So I will message you when this video is over, Ashley. That way I can kind of get a feel of maybe some things that you may need some help with. So if you share this video, I do want you to comment #shared. That way I can thank you, because it does mean a lot to me. And if you do post, like if you decide that you want to start building yourself and you want to start growing and you post a positive post, I would love for you to use the hashtag. This is my hashtag and I'm trying to brand it. #blissfully-motivated. Thank you, Martha. He's still very upset. He's still very, very, very upset. So I'm waiting. Also, I'm fixing to upload my last video to YouTube right now. So let me do this real quick, and then I'll tell you when my YouTube is up and ready. Why didn't that copy? Yeah, it did. So is there anything that I can do? I'm working on this video right now. I have to put my title on there. I do have a Instagram. It is now public, and it is my business page for any of you that want to see what's going on there too. I'm excited. I'm super excited. Okay, so let me put the title in real quick. I know y'all are getting bored and sitting me watching me do this. Just give me just a second. Hey, Hannah. I'm working on my last YouTube video. What's the hashtag again? I'm going to go ahead and put that in the comments. That way y'all can see my hashtag. This is my favorite. This is mine. I was the first one to use this. So you tag me if you use this hashtag. It is hashtag blissfully motivated. And you only use it if you're being motivational or positive, because I've worked hard. It should have pinned it. I don't know if it did. Yeah. Guys, Steven called me on his lunch break. Oh, I hate it. I picked the wrong time to go live because I don't get to talk to him on his lunch break. But it's okay. It's okay. I live with him. I don't get to see all that much. But I'm working on the description for my last video, and then I'm going to post it to my page. And you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, and all of my lives will go there. And then sometimes I'll go live on YouTube and just have videos strictly for YouTube. Y'all, my cover photo, kudos to my mom. Hello, she did amazing. And if you like what, you're seeing, or, you know, if you know that you know, you're going to have a good time and you're going to enjoy this group, I do ask that you give me a rating or a recommendation. That way when people jump on here, they can see that it is legit, that I'm not like spamming people, or I'm not here to sell anything, because there will never be any talk of sales. And if another person thinks that they're going to come in here and post something on my page about selling something, they're going to be wrong, huh? Bless you. What?
Daddy gotta have the chips.
Yeah, I know. Go feed them to him. So I'm uploading this description. That's why I'm not saying anything.
If he cries.
I'm busy. Go on. I got you. I got you when I get done. Thank you. It's a show off. That's why he's crying.
Because I don't know when to make it. I put it there.
Get out of here when you're yelling.
I'm not yelling.
Go cut your TV off because you're grounded. I'm a strict mama. I know. I'm a strict mama, and she is now grounded. Nope, you're grounded. I don't want to hear it. Cut the TV off. You are grounded. She has an attitude. So bad, y'all. Okay, so let's see. We're going to go back to my YouTube page and make sure that it is there. I'm not going to be able to do this much longer because I have to go get him. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. My kids are so wild. I'm so sorry. Okay, so there should be 4 videos, and there's only 3 new ones. Now, the first one from 2016, that is an old business video that has nothing to do with anything. Avery Elise! Now, you see why I don't go live often? Because my kids are bad. My kids are horrible sometimes. Hush. 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 Now. You're fixing to get a spanking is what's fixing to happen. Everybody on Facebook is fixing to see you get a butt whooping. They just all seen you get grounded. Okay, so let me go here. All of my stuff is private. Like my subscriptions and what I like and playlists are private. My YouTube channel is just Brooke Cox. It's not Brooke Parsons Cox. I need to change that if at all possible. I know, I am taking my sweet time. I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to figure out how to make some of this stuff private before I share it. You're not changing clothes again. No, ma'am. Hey, Carly. I'm working on my YouTube channel while I was waiting for people to ask questions or have any concerns while my kids are screaming and acting like crazy people in the background. Avery, no, ma'am. You do not get to yell at him. Avery. My kids are crazy. Do y'all have crazy kids or is it just mine?
I know where it is now. I know where it is.
So I have to go to each individual playlist and set it as whether, right, mom life. And some people don't like to watch videos that kids are screaming in the background because it's a distraction, and there's nothing I can do about it. There's not a quiet room in this house when them kids are here. I don't care. He could be asleep. He's going to wake up when he hears me talking. That's just how it is. And I wish that it wasn't. I wish that he would understand, but he's only 8 months old. I can't help that. Actually, what is today's date? I keep forgetting the date. I think it's like the 11th. Yeah. In 4 days, he'll be 9 months old. That's what he'll be. Oh, my baby is growing up so fast, guys. Makes me so sad. Okay, so we want it as private. No, girl, don't wish for quietness because when it's quiet, you're going to miss the noise. I know, but it's like, it's one of those things where you just feel like right now it's so much. And it's like, she does this thing, Avery does now, that when he starts screaming, she screams. And it's like I have to yell at both of them. And I don't mean to, it's just like an instant reaction. And I catch myself. And then here lately, I've gotten on to her, and I'm like, Avery, if he is yelling, you be quiet because I can't handle both of you at the same time. And it gets pretty crazy around here. Like, cray. Your hands are clapping. It is crazy. And I love my babies, and a lot of people see me get onto them, and they're like, why do you treat your kids like that? And I'm like, I'm not mean to them. I don't beat them. Avery just got grounded, for crying out loud. A 4-year-old gets grounded. A lot of people don't like that I ground my child. A lot of people don't like that I whoop my child either. But I refuse to have a disrespectful little brat as a child too. I know how I was raised, and I turned out okay. Okay, so being that there's no more questions, and I'm just basically killing time right now, and this is going to make it an even longer video to upload on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be added to the list, exactly, my kids. If you want to be added to the list of motivational messages, I send those once a day. I ask that you send me 3 things that you are dealing with or going through, or things that you need help with. Then you just let me know, and I do that every morning until you tell me that you just can't, that you think that you've got it on your own. Make sure that you make sure that you share this video with your friends. Make sure you share the page, because you never know what somebody is going through, and you always want to make sure that they know that they're not alone. So give them that opportunity by sharing the page. And if you like what you're seeing and you like seeing my stuff pop up, give me a recommendation or a good review. That way people can see that I'm not joking around in here. We're not just doing stuff for the heck of it. And if you missed a lot, I highly encourage you to go back and watch the beginning, because we got a little deep, and it tells you a little bit about myself if you don't know me and if you don't know my journey. So thank you again for loving me, and thank you for having support. Oh, I will, Carly. Love you too. Thank you so much for being here for me and supporting me through all of my dreams. And one day we'll get where I want to be, and it'll be because of y'all. So if you like what you see, just go do what I told you to do. And I love you guys, and I appreciate you more than you will ever know. Remember, you are beautiful, you are worthy, you are enough, and you will always be enough. And you don't ever let anybody steal your sunshine. You have just been blissfully motivated.